Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. So we got a new build video for Titania today, DARKWING Titania. This one's using Dante's helmet with Razorwing Blitz to get really fast fissure clears, and actually this has more range than Thermal Sunder or Neutron Star, so let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily WARFRAME video uploads. I'll also be live on stream tonight with drops. These drops will end on Monday, so if you want to get an Archon Shard, Void Plume Pinions, and this Cavallero Glyph, come on, stop by. Total of 3 hours of watch time for those drops. Alright, so let's get right into it. DARKWING Titania. What's the situation here? Well, I think showing you some mission gameplay is actually the best way to do this. So let's hop right into a Fissure mission in the Void, actually. So we're using the Dark Verse from Dante, and with the build we have today, we have about 53 meters of nuking range. That's going to be further than Thermal Sunder and technically further than Neutron Star as well. And yes, this does break boxes just like Neutron Star. So after this, I think Neutron Star is dead, guys. I was still using it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are still using it. I think Neutron Star Titania is now no longer a thing I will be running with this new build. Now, the range on this is, as I said, 53 meters. It's slash damage instead of heat, so we don't need to run Archon Vitality anymore for double heat procs. And so there's a couple things that might make Thermal Sunder still better than this in certain situations. But yeah, this is very good for, general mission gameplay. It's going to be a really far range. When you're corrupted, it's 106 meter range. And yeah, it does go through walls. Now, we'll talk about the line of sight checks on this in a little bit here. But there's some certain things I'd like to tell you about too. So it does go through walls to break boxes, but it is not very good against Eximus. If you see an Eximus with this, you're going to have to probably shoot them with your Titania, like Dex Pixias. And also, it is not a sphere around you. It is a cone. So you're firing off a cone with a 50-degree angle in front of you to do all this damage, just slash damage. As far as what mission levels this is good for, it's good for star chart, fissures. It can be good for, Requiem fissures, but if you do that, I'm going to recommend you take off Overextended for another power strength mod. Now, as you can see, we're just blasting through the level. I don't even know what's going on because we're killing so much stuff and breaking so many boxes. But yeah, everything is opened, everything is dead, and we're good to go. Now, as far as this, so basically, you will be that guy. This build is you being that guy because you will be basically hogging all the kills. So you have like an MR6 Excalibur in your squad. He's going to be like, what just happened there? Let's go over how the line of sight on this works. Now, as far as the line of sight check, they did change the Dark Verse line of sight check like yesterday. So it is taking a little bit of getting used to, but I believe I have it understood now. So the line of sight check on this ability starts from where the X is in front of you. So if you have an enemy like directly to your side or whatever, it's not gonna count like going through the wall. But if they're like 5-6 meters in front of you, then they're in front of the X. That's gonna be good to go. That goes for doors and boxes as well. So if you fire the X through a wall and there's enemies on the other side of that wall, it will go directly through. But if you fire that X closer to the wall, it will not go directly through. So, yeah, very good. As you can see, this is pretty good. I mean, we're blasting everything away, and it's a really low energy cost too. With our build, it's a 17 energy cost per ability cast here. So maybe if you don't have Arcane Steadfast, you don't have Arcane Energize, like the previous Neutron Star videos used, you could maybe take those off for this. Although I am using them in the build, just a heads up. All right, so that's enough slicing for now. Let's go ahead and show how this works in the sim, so we can discuss the build and all that stuff. So we're back in the simulacrum right now, and let's go ahead and take a look at the mods on Titania. Arcanes and all that stuff too. We got Archon Shards and the like. So no weapons needed for this one, but you can bring the Praetos just for when you're not in the Razorwing form for some more sprint speed and parkour velocity. But the Archon Shards here are going to be 2 power strength shards because we have overextended on the build for Omega range. So 30% power strength from those. Very important casting speed Tau Shards, 2 of those for a bunch of casting speed. And I like this one personally, a Tau Forge Violet Archon Shard for Equilibrium. Basically, health orbs give you energy, and energy orbs give you health. This could be another power strength shard if you'd like, or another casting speed shard if you'd like, but I like the purple one because you get some kills here and there, orbs drop, you get a little bit of a refill on your energy. It's a very, ability spam build, so yeah. Let's get right into the mods here. Now, it's going to be very similar to the Neutron Star build, but this is DARKWING Titania with the Dark Verse. So with our build, we have 1400 slash damage, which does cause a slash proc, and a 53 meter radius on that cone. As far as, what levels that holds up to, it holds up until, like, Axie missions. But as I said, if you want to do, like, Dakata and, like, higher level fissures, you're going to probably want to take off overextended and lose a bunch of range for some more strength. Which, I'd say Augur Secrets could work there, or, like, just something that's not overextended pretty much. So now our slash procs go to 20, so another extra 1,000 damage you take off overextended, but you lose a ton of range. You lose, like, 20 meters of range. So I'm going to go with that for normal missions. But as far as explaining what these mods do, loot detector, so when you break all these boxes with Darkverse, again, it does work on boxes, which is very nice. You can see if that item is a mod on the other side of the walls, you can absorb it, or if it's just like a resource, maybe not absorb it, it's up to you. So this is another one up to personal preference. If you don't care about breaking boxes as much, there's plenty of options here. You could go for, like, corrosive projection, because the base damage of the slash procs aren't going to matter with the corrosive projection, but the base damage of those slashes could. You could throw on enemy radar to know where the enemies are through the wall a little bit easier. You could throw on, there's lots of options here. Brief respite, I suppose, if you feel like survivability is an issue, because I have no survivability mods on this. It'll really be up to you. As far as the preparation mod, energy, when you spawn into the mission, you have full energy. This is a must-use mod on this build, because you just spawn in, you have 755 energy, and that's going to be enough to sustain you for hopefully the whole mission. These missions only take like a couple minutes, so that's going to be a spam fest for you. Streamline is a spam fest. You could take this off if you feel like you're more comfortable with this, but I want to use it. It makes our Darkverse ability cost go from 25 to 17.5. Again, it's up to personal preference on this one. Maybe you want to throw on some more strength. That's where, Augur Secrets could go. That's where there's no more range mods, but you could throw on, like, something else. You could throw on a duration mod or whatever you want to put on there. But I have this on here because I like that, unless you spam more. For stretch, this is a part of the range package. Stretch here, Augur Reach here, and then overextended all the range mods besides Cunning Drift. You could maybe throw a Cunning Drift on there if you felt like it. No reason to put on Archon Stretch here, as we don't have our Razor Flies. You're getting a regen energy in her 4 anyway, so yeah, Archon Stretch no-go. But Archon Flow, I get a lot of questions on why I run Archon Flow on Titania. I'm going to explain it to you right now. So, Archon Flow, the same energy increase as Prime Flow, but it has a little bonus effect where enemies killed by cold abilities have a 10% chance to drop an energy orb. Cooldown 10 seconds. Why are you doing this, Gaz? This makes no sense. Do you even read the mods that you're putting on your build? Yes, I do read the mods I put on my build. And the reason for that is going to be the Dex Pixias. These count as an ability. And as you can see, we have a cold mod on here. So we have radiation, corrosive, and cold. If I get a kill with these Dex Pixia pistols, it will trigger Archon Flow. Well, it's only a 10% drop rate, but yeah, you get a little extra energy orb here and there. Additionally, the Dawada has the wrong build on it. But yeah, the Dawada can also proc cold if you have the cold mod on here for your Pixias, or your little Razor Flies. So just throw that on there, corrosive cold. The bugs will proc this if you have corrosive cold on there, and it will let them, give you an energy orb sometimes. So that's what you can do. It's not really important. It's really not. It's just like, if for some reason you're low on energy because you spammed really, really hard, it could be like a little okay, let's see if he drops an orb so I get my energized proc. That's really what it is there. Razor Wing Blitz, very nice mod here, gives you increased movement speed and fire rate for 25% skilling with strength every time you cast an ability, stacked with 4 times. So it's an ability spam playstyle, so you're going to get a ton of speed from that. Prime Continuity, just to make it where we're having a ton of duration, so it's not draining as much. Also, you can make sure you cast Spellbind on yourself. Hold the button to make yourself immune to knockdowns, very important there. And Umbral Intensify, giving us some power strength so our slash procs can actually kill stuff. If you do not have the power strength mods and the Archon Shards on here, you'll be in negative strength, which will still work for some missions, but for missions like Axie Fissures and all that, it will feel a lot worse, actually, if you don't do that. So, let's talk about the line of sight on Titania's ability, or on Darkverse, and we can show how this actually isn't applied in mission. Okay, so here we are in the sim, and I'm going to summon in these level 50 Exogoxstads. Okay, so we have 53 meters of range, so we can hit them from basically over here. But you might notice that some of these enemies did not get hit. Why is that? Because they were behind cover. Now, if I stand right here and I slice, look, they're not getting hit. These enemies behind this wall. But if I get closer, a lot closer, like really close, it should be slicing them through the wall. They did change the LOS of Darkverse yesterday, so it looks like it's still hitting now. Or not. Okay, well, it was working earlier when I tested it, but basically you have to be right in the wall to get the Darkverse to go through walls. They did change the LOS on Darkverse yesterday, so it might be a little bit different compared to yesterday. But yeah, it can go through walls if you position it properly. And yeah, it's actually kind of nice at scaling, because you know, no, as I say, we don't have to use a mod slot for Archon Vitality, so these types of enemies don't really spawn in fissures, but as you can see, they're getting sliced up, and they have about 500 damage slash proc on them. That does bypass armor, and as I stated earlier, it is not really good against Eximus. I'd recommend that you use your Dex Pixias on Eximus to take care of those. Let's go over some more gameplay. We can talk about the pros and cons of this versus something like Thermal Sunder or Neutron Star, which I know I was using Neutron Star a lot. I think it wasn't really as popular for everyone else, but I was definitely enjoying Neutron Star quite a bit. Alright, so here we are back on a mission. Now, you will be opening boxes you don't even know, like, we're there. So, as far as, Neutron Star and Thermal Sunder and this, where does this place in the hierarchy of goodness? I think this places above Neutron Star, and it's pretty much like it might be a little bit below Thermal Sunder. Now, Thermal Sunder is all around you. It's a circle around you. This is a cone in front of you. There's situations on different tiles this will be better. There's situations on different tiles this will be worse. Now, as far as what tiles this will be good on, it's definitely good in the Void. Let's see if I can find a clip here of another tile set. So here, in this Corpus tile set right here, it's really good here. Like, it feels unfair on a tile set like this. Where you're in a Corpus ship, a long haul, any tile set with a long hallway, it feels very unfair because you cover the entire 53 meters in a slash proc. There you go. And it's like where these enemies have no chance. My teammates have no chance even seeing these enemies. And yeah, this is more range than Thermal Sunder. But yeah, Thermal Sunder's heat procs can stack up nicely on more tanky enemies. So it's better against, I'd say it's better against Eximus, the Thermal Sunder. But for this, yeah, it's great against trash ads. It's really good against boxes, which Thermal Sunder cannot do, period. And yeah, I really like it a lot. So I think I will not use Neutron Star anymore. So unfortunately, hey, you can still use Neutron Star if you want to. The nice thing about this versus Neutron Star, this is one button press per attack. With Neutron Star, you have to cast the cast the Null Star, and then blow up the Null Star with the second ability button, or the second ability press. And that's just a bunch of button presses, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to probably stick with this going forward for Fissure missions on Titania. And the maximum range of Thermal Sunder, I believe, is like 33 meters. But remember, that's a circle around you, so it's more range than you think. So, yeah, if you guys like this, let me know. DARKWING Titania is a new build that is quite good. Hopefully it doesn't get nerfed. It's a lot of range. It's more range than pretty much everything. So, yeah. And also, it's quite fast. So I'll see you guys next video. I'll see you on stream very soon. I appreciate all support and take it easy. Peace.